True wealth goes far beyond just having money in your bank account. Real wealth is about finding your God-given purpose, building something that lasts, and lifting yourself up to new heights. There are certain individuals who, they just meant to break the bad patterns in their families. They meant to start completely fresh ones. When the Almighty focuses His attention on you, He doesn't simply want to give you good things. He wants to work through you like a channel so that His blessings can reach every single person in your life. If you rereading these words right now, there is a good chance it's not just random timing. You are here because your soul has already been getting ready for wealth, success, and complete life change. Before we get started, let me ask you something that matters. If this message found you at exactly the moment you needed to hear it, please type 11 to 11 in the comments below to receive spiritual blessings. This special number represents perfect alignment, major breakthroughs, and divine confirmation. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you will always get the wisdom, revelations, and spiritual direction you need as you walk this path. Now let's explore the 9 clear signs that show you have been chosen to become the richest person in your entire family tree. Sign number 1. Your mind works differently when it comes to money. While your family members might think of money as something that is hard to get, doesn't last long, or is somehow bad, you see it as something with real purpose. This different way of thinking makes you stand out more than you might know. Most people grow up hearing that money is tough to come by, that it makes people bad, or that only the lucky few ever get to be wealthy. In your own family, you probably heard things like, money doesn't just appear out of thin air, or people like us just aren't meant to have money. But something deep in your heart always pushed back against those limited beliefs. You don't think the same way as everyone else. You see money as something that should work for you, not control you. To you, money isn't just pieces of paper or metal coins. It is like a key that opens up opportunities, a seed that grows when you plant it right, and a vehicle that can make a real difference for many generations to come. When other people look at money with worry or doubt, you think about putting it to work, making it grow, and creating something that lasts. You have dreams about starting businesses, buying properties, and building things that become more valuable over time instead of losing their worth. You think about wealth not just as something nice for yourself, but as something you're responsible for. You want to build something solid that your kids, their kids, and even their kids after that can all benefit from. This clear vision isn't happening by accident. It's a special way of thinking that only gets given to a select few. Being able to think differently about money in a world where most people just try to survive is a sign that you spiritually advanced. It means you have been chosen to rise above what holds others back and to carry a vision that breaks the curse of being poor that has affected your family line. Sign number 2. You feel the weight of family responsibility. They often felt like you carrying a heavy load on your shoulders. The feeling that if you don't make it, your family will stay trapped in the same old patterns. That pressure isn't there by chance. It is put there by God. Most people go through life only worrying about what they need, but notice that your choices create waves that affect everyone around you. You probably felt like when good things happen to you, your whole family benefits. But when things go wrong for you, your family feels that pain too. It's like your life doesn't just belong to you. You're holding a light that shows the way for many others. This is what carrying generational responsibility really means. It is not supposed to break you down, but to wake you up to what you called to do. Poor decisions, lack of resources, crushed dreams, and money problems have affected your family line for way too long. But you are the one who has been called to make it stop. That is exactly why they had to become tougher than most people. Why they had to go through struggles that didn't seem fair. You were not just carrying your own future. You were also carrying the hopes of all the people who came before you, the ones who couldn't find their way out. Down deep, you always understood that accepting less than you deserve was never a real choice because too many people are counting on you to succeed. This responsibility is sacred, not ordinary. It's God's way of letting you know that you've been chosen to lift your entire family from being poor to having plenty. When you finally walk into the wealth that has been prepared for you, the chains that have held your entire family back will finally break. Generational burdens are actually signs that generational blessings are about to happen. You are the connection between a past filled with struggle and a future filled with abundance. Sign number 3. You have drive that can to be explained no matter what obstacles get thrown in your path. You can to turn off that inner voice that keeps saying, I was created for something bigger. You might have tried to make it quiet, to convince yourself to just accept things, to live a regular life like the people around you. But that burning desire inside you want to go away. You carry a level of drive that other people just can't understand. Even when you have been knocked flat, even when everything seemed to be working against you, something inside kept lifting you back up, whispering, this isn't over yet. That kind of determination, isn't, is something you reborn with naturally. It is spiritual. The kind of ambition you have can to be learned in any classroom or given to you by parents who never had it themselves. It gets planted by God himself. It's his way of making sure that no matter what tries to distract you or what hard times you face, you want to give up on your destiny. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you looked around at where you are and thought, there has to be more to life than this? That restless feeling, that refusal to be ordinary, is proof of your calling. Most people are happy with small goals, but your dreams are much bigger. You see yourself in places that your family never even imagined, creating things that no one thought were possible. Your ambition is evidence that you were created to carry a vision that is bigger than just yourself. While others in your family might get comfortable with their routines, you keep pushing forward, chasing something greater. That drive is a sign that wealth isn't just something you hope for. It is something you were meant to accomplish. You were supposed to create the kind of abundance that no one else in your family tree ever dared to reach for. Sign number 4. You can accept settling for less while other people get comfortable with having just enough. You always want more. Being broke bothers your soul, and staying in your comfort zone feels like it is choking your spirit. You might have tried at different times to accept a normal, regular life, but you quickly figured out that your spirit wouldn't let you stay there. You feel restless when you were not growing, uncomfortable when you were not moving forward, and unsatisfied when everything stays the same. This happens because wealth isn't just something you might want. It is what you were called to do. God has put a vision inside you that can be completed by staying small. You weren't designed to be average. You weren't designed to just barely get by. You were designed to have more than enough, to overflow with abundance. That is why accepting anything less than what you deserve feels like you were betraying your own soul. Remember those moments when you had chances to play it safe and stay comfortable, but something inside you pushed you toward taking risks, facing challenges, and growing as a person. That inner voice telling you to keep moving forward isn't just your mind playing tricks on you. It's God giving you direct guidance. Your constant desire for more is exactly what makes you different from everyone else. Other people might criticize you and say you are way too ambitious, that you can never sit still, or that you were never happy with what you have. But what they don't to get is that you can just settle for less because your spirit already knows that having abundance is your fate. Every single time you refuse to accept being ordinary, you re-getting yourself in line with what God has planned for you. Your unhappiness with having enough isn't about being greedy. It's your destiny calling you to go higher. You refuse to settle because you know deep in your heart that you were chosen for something much bigger than what you see around you right now. Sign number 5. You draw in opportunities that others can to even see, while your family members might spend their time complaining about not having any good chances in life. You always seem to find doors opening up for you, sometimes in places you never expected. This isn't just random luck. It is God making sure things line up perfectly for you. People who have been chosen often carry a special spiritual pull that brings opportunities right into their lives. What other people brush off as just being lucky is actually God showing you special favor. You probably noticed times in your life where meeting someone new, having a conversation, or even making what seemed like a small decision led you to resources or breakthrough moments that everyone around you completely missed. This doesn't mean you haven't had to face tough times and obstacles. It means that even when you going through struggles, doors still keep opening up for you. Opportunities keep showing up in places others don't to think to look, and you were able to spot them when other people just walk right by. This happens because your spirit is connected to a higher level than most people, while others only notice what they don't have and what is holding them back. You've been blessed with the ability to see clearly. You can spot possibilities in situations where other people only see problems. This way of thinking is where real wealth begins. Building wealth isn't always about working harder than everyone else. It's about seeing things that others miss completely. That is exactly why you've been given the ability to recognize opportunities that others walk past without even noticing. Whether it's an idea for a business, a job opening, meeting the right person at the right time, or just a moment when inspiration hits you, opportunities keep coming your way because wealth is already written into your destiny. You attract good favor because you're walking in alignment with your purpose. Remember this important truth. Doors don't open for just anyone, but when you root one of the chosen ones, life itself starts to shift and change to make sure you step into the abundance that is waiting for you. Sign number 6. You break away from family patterns that hold people back. People who have been chosen often find themselves misunderstood when they go against what their families expect. Maybe your relatives thought you should follow a certain path in life. They wanted you to go to school, get a steady job with benefits, and live within the same small limits they've always known. But something inside you kept pushing back against those expectations. You felt called to do more with your life, to live in a completely different way, to step into places your family never had the courage to go. And because you chose this different path, you might have felt left out, criticized, or even pushed away by the people who don't understand why you redoing what you redoing. But being separated from others like this isn't God punishing you. It is actually proof that you've been chosen to break the patterns that have been repeating in your family for generations. Every family has cycles that keep repeating, whether it is cycles of being poor, having broken dreams, or being too afraid to take risks. But you were the one who has been called to break away from all of that. You might not fit into the box your family wanted to put you in, but that is because you were called to create a completely new box. You were meant to build something that lasts, not just follow what has always been done before. This can hurt sometimes because stepping away from what feels familiar often means you have to walk by yourself for a while. But even when you feel alone, you are still walking in the direction your destiny is taking you. Breaking away from family traditions that limit you is absolutely necessary because if you walk down the same exact path your family has always walked, you are going to end up in the same exact place they always reached. God has chosen you to change direction completely, to lead your entire family line into abundance, and to set a brand new standard for all the generations that will come after you. What feels like being separated from others is really God preparing you. He is preparing you for the wealth that is going to completely rewrite your family story. Sign number 7. You go through money problems early in life. God lets you experience hard times before he gives you wealth, so you'll never forget to stay humble. For many people who have been chosen, going through financial difficulties is actually part of their training process. You probably asked yourself why you had to go through such tough times when you didn't have enough money, times when you weren't sure how you were going to make it through another day. But here is the real truth. Those hard times were never supposed to break you down completely. They were designed to get you ready for what is coming. Going through struggles teaches you how to bounce back from anything. It makes you wiser about life. It helps you learn patience and how to wait for the right time. When you experience what it is like to have absolutely nothing, you learn to be grateful for absolutely everything. Unlike other people who might be born into wealth and waste it all, you will never take anything for granted because you understand exactly what it means to go without. Every setback you went through was actually a lesson you needed to learn. Every door that got slammed in your face was God redirecting you to where you really needed to go. Every time you didn't have enough was actually preparing you with the right attitude and self-control to handle all the blessings that are on their way to you. Think about this for a minute. If someone had given you a lot of money too early in your life, before you had wisdom, before you had grown up enough, before you learned humility, would you have been able to handle it the right way? Probably not at all. That is exactly why God allowed you to go through financial tests that would shape who you are first. Your struggles aren't a sign that you failing at life. They actually evidence that you have a special assignment. You have been chosen to take care of wealth, not just for yourself, but for many generations to come. Those early hard times are simply like a training camp for the abundance that is waiting for you in the future. When your wealth finally shows up, you handle it with thankfulness, wisdom, and a clear sense of purpose. This will happen because you know firsthand what it feels like to not have enough, and you truly understand how valuable it is to have abundance. Sign number 8. Your dreams are much bigger than where you come from. Even when you find yourself in places where there isn't too much to go around, your spirit keeps imagining a life filled with plenty. You might have grown up in a tiny house, in a neighborhood where people didn't have much money, or in a family that never thought beyond their small world. But your imagination refused to stay limited by any of that. You always pictured yourself living way beyond what you see around you right now. You see yourself owning your own businesses, traveling all around the world, living with more than enough, and using your wealth to help other people have better lives too. These dreams aren't just fantasies that don't mean anything. They actually divine previews of what is coming. They read glimpses that God is giving you of what He is getting ready for your future. While everyone else around you seems satisfied with just surviving day to day, your heart wants to make a real difference in the world. You don't just want enough money to pay your bills and get by. You want enough to actually change people's lives for the better. That's the real difference between someone who has been chosen and everyone else around them. Dreams this enormous don't come from human thinking. They come from a spiritual place. God gives you the vision first, even before you have any of the money or resources to make it happen, so that your faith can be tested and proven. He plants dreams that seem impossible in your heart so that when they actually come true, you know for sure that it wasn't something you did all by yourself. It was God working behind the scenes to make it all happen. And while it might feel lonely sometimes to dream so much bigger than everything you see around you, remember that every great legacy that has ever existed started with someone who refused to think small thoughts. Your dreams aren't just random thoughts floating around in your head. They read like a compass that is guiding you toward the wealth and purpose that has already been written down for your life. Keep on dreaming, even when it doesn't make any logical sense to the people around you, because those visions you keep having are like prophetic whispers telling you about the reality that is waiting for you in the future. Sign number 9. Other people count on you for help even right now. Your family comes to you looking for guidance, solutions, or financial help, even when you don't have very much yourself. That is because deep down in their hearts, they can sense that you are different from everyone else. They might not come right out and say it with words, but they know you carry something special inside you. You, the person they believe can find a way to make things work, even when everything looks completely impossible. And even though it might feel overwhelming sometimes to have so many people depending on you for answers and help, you need to understand that this is actually confirmation that you have a special calling on your life. You are the future, the hope, and the person who will carry wealth for your entire family line. Pay attention to how often your family comes running to you when there's some kind of crisis happening. Notice how they expect you to come up with answers and solutions, even when you are going through your own struggles and difficulties. That doesn't happen by accident or coincidence. It's because on a spiritual level, they can recognize that you are one of the chosen ones. You, the person God has put in position to be like a strong pillar holding up your entire family tree. The weight you carry isn't to just about money and finances. It is spiritual too. People don't just expect you to provide money when they need it, but they also expect you to carry wisdom, leadership skills, and a vision for your family's future. This can feel like a lot of pressure weighing down on your shoulders, but it is actually a privilege and an honor. It is proof that you have been set apart from everyone else. You are the one who is carrying the responsibility for generational wealth and breakthrough moments that will change everything. When other people depend on you for help, it means God has given you the inner strength to handle that responsibility. And as you step into the abundance that has been prepared specifically for you, you want to just meet their immediate needs. You will actually set up a completely new foundation of prosperity that makes sure they will never have to depend on others in desperation ever again. You are chosen, and other people can feel that energy coming from you if these signs make sense to you and connect with your heart. Know that your life journey isn't too ordinary at all. You have been divinely chosen by God to carry the responsibility of wealth, abundance, and creating a legacy that will last. Stay faithful to your calling, stay disciplined in your actions, and stay aligned with what God has planned for you. Comment, "I am chosen," if 3 or more of these signs resonated with your soul. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel. There are more videos on this channel that will help you become a better version of yourself.